Hey folks, it's Dan back with the back issue. One more time, it's my second post in something like, I think it's going to be an hour. Second post within an hour. But I don't know how I escaped finding it out, but it was just revealed to me. Actually, it wasn't revealed to me. Um, it was just, I just can't pawn the newest Modern Myth Media podcast where they were discussing that CW has decided to go ahead and pick up Arrow. Of course, Arrow is the new show for Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. So I want to say that I'm really happy about this. Green Arrow is probably one of my favorite superheroes. Unfortunately, and Modern Myth Media picked up on this a little bit. Back in his originality, he was completely designed as a second-rate Batman knockoff. But as time went on, he kind of grew. If you don't know anything about him, today he really is an intricate character. I'd say he's kind of a mixture between Batman and Tony Stark. You know, Batman has his personality, but he still kind of has the same demons that Tony Stark faces. He's very political, which I love. And in case you're wondering, no, unless you haven't heard anything about it, no, Green Arrow will not be played by Justin Hartley, the guy who played Oliver in the Smallville series. This has nothing to do with Smallville. In fact, it looks about 100% more mature than Smallville, which I am very happy about. Not that I don't like Smallville, I love Smallville. Though, like many, to me it had its up and down moments. But the thing that's important about it being about being more mature is that it allows Arrow to separate itself from Smallville. You know, and the CW seems to be doing that, separating itself from what it used to be and going for a little bit more of a mature feel. You know, One Tree Hill's done. You know, OC was done back in the day. Smallville's over now, and I know Supernatural has been renewed for an eighth season, which I'm kind of skeptical about. I was kind of hoping it would end with the destruction of the seals myself, but I do enjoy Sam and Dean. So far this season, I love what they're doing with it. Not this week's episode. I missed this week's episode. I missed yesterday, so I'm going to have to pick that up. But last week they had Felicia Day on it. I'm a huge fan of Felicia Day. I've been hoping that she'd be on it for a while. But anyway, they got around to doing her. What Modern Myth Me actually brought up, as far as the description goes, it kind of seems like it might have a tone of Supernatural. But what I'm looking at is the trend in the last couple seasons of new shows. We're looking at a really gritty style, and we're looking at vigilantism, and we're looking at the return of procedural dramas. And when I say procedural dramas, I'm not talking about CSI. I mean, that's copy and paste. How CSI is getting away with it today, I don't know. But the fact remains that that's what I think from the description and the look. You know, the description of Dina Laurel-Lance, who's in the DC Comics, is Black Canary. It goes out the way of saying that's not Black Canary, and she doesn't go by Dina. She actually goes by Laurel, so I'm kind of awkward about that. Like, is she ever going to eventually become Black Canary? In the show, she's going to be a paralegal, which I'm very okay with, as long as she's portrayed properly, and I'm sure she will. But just judging from this description, she's a paralegal that Queen's going to be working with. He has, the main enemy is going to be or one of the main antagonists is, it says that he is going to be a main antagonist, is Merlin, who's another Archer in DC Comics, and an all-around douchebag. And then I think the only other character that they have confirmed is Dinah's father, uh, who's in law enforcement. The way that sounds to me, and it would make complete sense. There is a connection there. They're gonna want something now that Smallville's gone. Supernatural. I think this is a sign that Supernatural's about done. They're looking for a new flagship series. Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is over in July, so we have this Batman connection here. We have a DC presence, a DC superhero is coming back on TV in live action. I'm incredibly psyched about that. But the thing that gets me is it seems like it's kind of picking up on the power of a DC production team. It's being produced by the people, Greg Berlanti, who did Green Lantern. But it seems to me the description. I'm sorry that I keep on yammering on 5:25 in the morning here. It seems to me that the way that's going to be written from the description is it's kind of tailing on Dark Knight Rises writer Jonathan Nolan and his success on the show Persons of Interest, which I talked about in my last video. Because I can very easily see where Oliver Queen could be Jim Caviezel's character. He's on the streets. He's the secret vigilante. He has this paralegal who has all these day jobs that helps him out with communication and stuff like that, which seems like it might be Laura Lance's character. So it's going to be really interesting to see to see what it looks like as it comes out. It's supposed to come out this fall, right? So we should be expecting some kind of promos now that the pilot's been picked up, probably within the next month or two. I dare say two. It'll probably come out around the time, or some more images will come out around the time of the release of Dark Knight Rises. And I'm really interested to see more of what it looks like, more of the character breakdown, just more of the overall tone. Because it is going to be more mature, and I'm guessing that it's going to be sort of a mixture of Persons of Interest on this on this side, and more to the other side of Supernatural as well, and just not in terms of hunting down ghosts and burning their bones, but in terms of tonality. Once again, it can be kind of fun at times, but then it also takes itself very seriously. Anyway, I really did want to go to bed after writing or posting the last video, but then I found Modern Myth Media's new podcast, and I thought I'd touch up on Green Arrow because so far it's purely been about HollywoodRape and Dark Knight Rises and Avengers. And I do promise you that as my videos go on and my podcast picks up, I am going to get into more comic book related stuff in general. Reviews of comic books, different movies, shows. I kind of want to get into Young Justice when I get a chance, and my views on the season. We just had the third episode of the second season today. This third episode, we're 3 episodes in, and I'm finally getting around to the new characters, but I'm going to touch on that at a later date. Might do that in the podcast as well. The guest that I'm going to be bringing on for the podcast and maybe one of my videos hasn't seen Young Justice. Well, he didn't see any of Young Justice. I think we're up to something like episode 13. Ever since I moved in here, he's my roommate. Ever since I moved in here, he's a huge comic fan, mainly horror stuff, but he's a huge Batman geek as well as a Spider-Man nerd, and I think you'll find some of his opinions and how they differ from mine, and how we contrast off each other. I think you'll enjoy him and what he brings into my videos and my podcast. So you should look forward to that because yeah, I'm really not sure how he feels about Young Justice. You know, we've sat down, we've watched a few episodes. We've sat down, we've watched a few episodes here and there. We've reviewed the episodes, but every once in a while he'll make a clip about this character or that character, how Sportsmaster looks like Jason Voorhees, like a Jason Voorhees mixed with a Casey Jones, or he'll talk about some of these villains who just don't seem out of place. But the great part about it, and this is what I love about Young Justice, is that they don't go for the mainstay characters. You get characters that you don't hear from often. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I remember him, and they really peg the personalities. So we're gonna get into that, and we'll do a review probably after he finishes the first season. But beforehand, I am gonna get into how I feel about the third or the second season. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. This time for reals, I'm going. This guy's sleepy. Have a good one, guys, and thanks for watching.